Hey, what's up you guys, it's Connor, and today I'm doing my part 2 of the book haul that I started, and this is kind of like the Tor themed book haul because a lot of these books were published by Tor, and I got them all from the book outlet, so I will just get started and let's get this rolling. So I'm going to start with the 3 books that are not published by Tor. I didn't actually mean to buy all these books that were from Tor. I just, it just happened that those were the ones that were interesting me at the time of the book outlet sale that happened on the day after Christmas, which I think is called Boxing Day, but I'm not really sure. So the first book that I got is The Death of York Mortwell by Stephen Messer. I thought the illustration on the cover was really funny, and so I wanted to give it a go. It's like $1 or something. It's really short. It will take me like 2 seconds, and yeah, basically this boy dies and he comes back as a ghost and he has to protect his sister. I don't know why that always happens. He has to protect his sister in the place where he lives. I'm not really sure what it's called, but yeah, it should be really fun. I'll let you know how I feel about it after I read it. Maybe this month because it is so short and I can stick it in between some of the really big fantasy books that I'm reading. The next book that I got is The Sword of Shannara trilogy by Terry Brooks. This is, I don't know, the first trilogy in Terry Brooks' big epic fantasy world, and I haven't read anything by him, so I'm pretty excited to get into this and see how it is. It has deckled edges, and I've never seen a book this huge have deckled edges. I know Sarah and Lindsay both have this book, so I might see if they want to do a read-along at some point in the year. Maybe read one book from it just to give it a go, see how it is. But yeah, I don't really know what this book is about. I know I liked it when I read about it on Book Outlet, but I don't know. So if you've read this book, let me know how you felt about it. And this book was published by Random House. And this book was published by Ballantine Books. I don't know if I've ever heard of them, so Ballantine Books. So the last book that wasn't published by Tor in this book haul is Bloodsong by Anthony Ryan. I know Sarah really likes this book, and I don't remember what it's about again. Okay, so this book is about this kid who gets sent away. Okay, so yeah, he gets sent away to this, battle monastery or whatever, but then he doesn't like it, I don't think. I think he hates it, and so he, is this battling badass, and then, wreaks havoc on his enemies. So, I think that's what it's about. If not, I'll be fine. Ow! Oh, I hurt my finger! Oh. Alright, so the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books were from Tor. Not from them, I bought them, so yeah, I'm not sponsored by Tor or anything. And the first book is The Goblin Emperor by Catherine Addison. This book follows this half-goblin who inherits the throne, and yeah, he's not really accepted because he's only half of a goblin. And I think it's really cool that this book is about goblins because I haven't read any books like that. Usually they're just kind of evil characters within other fantasy books. And so I'm pretty excited to see how I feel about this one. And yeah, I really like the cover too. I think it's the city is on on his crown and stuff. And yeah, it is pretty awesome. Bam, let's go. And I think I don't know who's read this, but I think there's some people on BookTube that haven't read it, so maybe I'll do read-alongs with them for this book. I don't know. The next book that I picked up is The Natural History of Dragons by Marie Brennan. I know this book doesn't really have that much to do with the whole dragons. It seems like it's going to be this really in-depth discussion and scholarly thing on dragons, but I don't think it is. I think it has mainly to do with the main character, a memoir by Lady Trent. I think it has more to do with Lady Trent's just regular life than it does dragons. But I really liked the cover, and I wanted to see if I liked it anyways, and it was I don't know, $3. So yeah, I just wanted to pick it up and give it a go. Because if I really like it, then the sequel is really cool too. I really like the covers. I don't know who does the covers. Lockwood, whoever Lockwood is, you're really good. I really like this one. So if you saw my wrap-up from December, I read the first book in this trilogy by Joseph Nassis, and so I got the second book, which is King of the Dead, and it is a dark urban fantasy series about this man in the first book who his daughter is kidnapped, And so he dedicates his life to finding his daughter and finding out what's happened to her and where she is. And so he's just, hardcore trying to do that. But because he's doing that, his life just goes down the toilet. He loses his wife leaves him, and he loses his job, and his house is a total mess. And he actually at some point gives up his eyesight to be able to see like supernatural creatures and supernatural beings and stuff like that. So he can't see like regularly, like he can't see in daylight and stuff. So like that's like a really cool idea that I've never really heard before, and I really enjoyed reading about his powers and everything like that, and I enjoyed the book. I think I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. So I will get to this one soon and probably hopefully really enjoy it. So because I got the second book, they also had the third book on the book outlet, and that is Watcher of the Dark. I think this is the third and final book in the trilogy. I don't know. I think it's a trilogy. I'm not going to read the inside flap because I don't want to be spoiled, so yeah, really excited. Dark urban fantasy. Let's go. So the next book that I got is the first book in the prequel trilogy to the Gardens of the Moon books, which is called Forge of Darkness by Steven Erikson. I'm not really sure if you can read this prequel trilogy before reading Gardens of the Moon because I haven't read Gardens of the Moon. But I thought this cover looked really cool, so I wanted it, and I thought it was a cool idea. So if you guys have read Gardens of the Moon and have also read this book, let me know if I'm allowed to read this book beforehand. Because if I can, then I will. I'll start off with this, and then I'll move on to Gardens of the Moon. If I can't, then obviously I'll have to read Gardens of the Moon first, and then get to it. But yeah. So the next book that I got is Red Shirts by John Scalzi. This is my second John Scalzi book. I'm really excited to get to it because I absolutely loved Fuzzy Nation, which is right here. Let me get it. Yeah, this book was so funny. I loved it so much, and I loved the writing, and it was just amazing. It just blew me out of the water. So I'm really excited to get to this one. I know this one has kind of a lot of Star Trek elements, but I have heard that you don't really need to know that much about Star Trek or know anything about Star Trek to understand what's going on. And basically the idea is someone went through and watched and counted how many people die in Star Trek and what color shirt they're wearing, and the majority of them are wearing red shirts. So the lesson is don't wear a red shirt when you go on an adventure. I'll see how it is. I'm sure it'll be hilarious and I'll love it. And the last book that I'm going to be showing you guys in this book haul is The Emperor Blades by Brian Staveley. Yeah, Brian Staveley. And this book follows a few characters from different parts of this world, and they are from different backgrounds. I think there's a religious person, someone that does magic, and like an heir to the throne. So yeah, I was kind of just pulled in by the cover. I think it's pretty epic and fun. I'll see how it is. Yeah, I don't really know. I was looking at the back of the cover to see if anyone that I knew blurbed it, but nope. So, yeah, really excited. I love fantasy so much. So those are all the books that I got from the book outlet on Boxing Day, and yeah, I'm very excited for them. All of them are pretty much fantasy. So if you don't like fantasy, sorry, you probably didn't like this video. But if you do like fantasy and you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. And comment down below about some of the books that I got, and let me know if I can read Forge of Darkness before reading the Gardens of the Moon series and stuff like that. And let's have a conversation. But other than that, I'm going to go. Bye.